Mario & Wario was a Super Famicom game released exclusively in Japan in 1993, playable with the SNES mouse peripheral. It's a puzzle game vaguely in the realm of Lemmings, and features, as implied by the title, Wario once again as the main villain. We're getting into a span of a few years where Wario is just as prolific a character as Bowser was, leading into him getting his own sub-series of platformers. But we'll be discussing those far more in depth in a few weeks. It's also worth noting that this game was developed not by an internal group at Nintendo, but instead by Game Freak, the developers who would eventually go on to produce the Pokemon series. Before we continue, if you want to see more Mario or Nintendo lore content, remember to subscribe to the channel, and tell me more about what you want to see me cover in the comments. The game opens with Mario, Peach, Yoshi, and Luigi going to explore the Fairy's Forest, a location presumably within or near the Mushroom Kingdom that's said, as the name implies, to be home to a fairy. Mario wanted to seek out this fairy, and was accompanied on this quest by his friends. Things took a turn for the worse, however, when the group was separated, and Wario, spying his lone nemesis, decided to act by throwing a bucket over Mario's head from the safety of his plane, keeping him from being able to see and forcing him to wander through the forest aimlessly. Thankfully for our hero, though, the fairy he was searching for found him. Wanda lived deep within the forest, and is the fairy whom the Fairy Forest was named after. When she sees Mario's predicament, she decides it's best to help him reach Luigi, who will be able to remove the bucket from his head. The problem is, Wario has a lot of buckets, and he won't stop. Mario and Wanda continue their travel out of the forest and across the land. Lake Yos is a popular vacation spot for Yoshis, and may possibly be a location on Yoshi's Island. Kumatoriyama is a large mountain that shares its name with the mountain in real-life Japan. It could be this is on Tour Earth, mentioned in our video on NES Open Tournament Golf, but more likely, it's just another similar area in Mario's world. The Ice and Flame Caverns are exactly what the names describe. Both of these areas heavily feature enemies from Super Mario World, so it's possible that this entire area is still somewhere in Dinosaur Land. After that, the pair cross Cheep Cheep Sea, before catapulting to the sky with Balloon Bridge. Upon returning to the surface, they come to Dry Dry Desert. I checked, and the Japanese lines up with a name from Paper Mario 64, so it's possible that this is the same location. Eventually, Mario and Wanda chase him down to his home, an upscale estate called something along the lines of Wario Manor. And at some point, Wario has nowhere else to run. He jumps back to his plane, the Bulldog, and takes off, but Mario chases close behind him in the Sky Pop. Giving a sense of karmic justice, Mario flies above his adversary, and drops a bucket onto his head, causing Wario to crash. Mario lands the plane, and then he and his friends walk off, celebrating their victory. The game has a lot of interesting locations, but not much in the way of real lore implications. It does have a few elements that tie into other games, however. The Sky Pop is one. It only appeared in this game and Super Mario Land, and never again. The Bulldog also appeared in this game for the first time, and will continue to be used later in the franchise. In one world, Wario drops a pith helmet to act as a bucket. Interestingly, Wario wears one of these in the original Wario Land game. I've seen people place this game after Wario Land 1, and say that Wario lost his hat when he dropped it out of the plane, but I'm not sure that logic holds water. Yes, he dropped the hat, but at the end of every level, Luigi takes the bucket off of Mario's head, and at the next level he's trapped again, implying that Wario just kept finding hats to do this with. Even if one of those hats were the iconic Wario Land 1 hat, he clearly has multiple. So where should this game go? Well, Yoshi being here places this game after Super Mario World, and Wario's mansion also looks nothing like any of the possible homes from the end of Wario Land. So that would place this game before that one, and as such, probably before the other Mario Land games as well, since they all seem to lead into each other. Super Mario Land 2 does say that it is not the first time that Wario has harassed Mario, so this doesn't break that game at all. And that's it for this episode. Wario will continue to take over the Mario series, both as a protagonist and an antagonist, for a while. So next time we touch a Mario game, it'll be the original Wario Land, aka Super Mario Land 3. But I need to get back to work on that, so I'll see all of you next time.